Beep beep. What is up, ninjas? My name is Samworld. I have very limited time today, but I still wanted to get a video out for you guys. Now, this video is going to revolve around processing your bass line and accentuating it per se. And in order to do this, you're going to need something of sorts like an audio effect rack that's going to split your signal up into 5 different tracks without duplicating essentially the sound that we're going to be processing, which sounds like. Okay. Now, utilizing the audio effect rack, I really like it a lot because if you're going to be essentially making, like, let's say putting a reverb, and you've been reading mixing magazines where they tell you to put the reverb on a return and then send the bass there so that you don't mess with the original integrity of your sound in essence, then this is a good way to do it without, again, making this look like claustrophobic as hell and messing everything up, as you can see. And a lot of the times you're going to have a reverb that you're only going to use on one thing. So a lot of the times having a return makes no sense. So this is going to be our bass here. Now, the way we're going to do this, guys, is you're going to open up an audio effect rack. You're going to go into list mode. From there, you're going to right click and create a chain. And we're going to create a total of 4 just for fun. And we're going to hit OG, which is the original one, the original sound source. We're going to make a reverb one. We'll make a chorus one for fun. And then we'll make a distorted one. Now, stay with me here because you can apply distortion directly on the sound. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just want to add a little bit of dirt on top, or maybe sometimes you feel like maybe like a wide distorted layer would sound good. And you do hear that a lot in these tracks. So how can I do that without, again, duplicating my damn bass and then making a new sound source and all that, and staying clean and staying as stable as possible? So what we're going to do is first the reverb. This is the easiest one, and this is something that you can also do with vocals if you are messing with them. So we're going to put these all to 0 right now. Now, the reverb, we want everything in this audio effect rack besides the OG, all the effects to be at 100%. That's the point of using this. You're essentially using this as sort of a return track. So we're going to bring up the reverb. And from there, you're going to level it to where you feel like it sounds good. From there, we can kind of EQ the reverb. Okay, let's say we're happy there with it. The next one we can do is the distortion. Now, this is where overdrive comes into play from Ableton because now we can put it in there. Again, you want it at 100%. And now we can target a specific area of it. Let's say you say, oh, you know what? It needs, this bass sounds good, but it needs a distorted high end to it. Okay, so we're going to target this area of the sound, and then we're going to bring this up. Now, let's say you're like, you know what? I want that to be wide. Well, now we can do it without messing with the integrity of the sound. This is another great way as well to create sort of like a wide layer to the sound and still staying mono-compatible. Because now, sounding pretty good. Now, the next thing we can add is a chorus. And the reason we would add a chorus effect is, one, you want to create width, and also you want the metallic effect. So creating sort of like a comb filter with the chorus. In order to do this, chorus will go at 100%. We're going to have a high feedback and then reverse polarity. So the high feedback is just, again, inserting the sound back into the chorus. And we're creating this. By itself, it sounds crappy. I mean, imagine hearing that in a song and you're like, what the f, you know? So, but if we play in conjunction with everything, we can treat it as a layer to the bass. And we get a very clean response out of it. Now, again, you're more than welcome to put the distortion on the bass. You're more than welcome to put the chorus on the bass. But the thing with this technique is all about keeping the integrity of the original sound, which is the OG. As long as you maintain that in mono and then you have all these wide layers, let's say, you will still have mono compatibility to your sound thanks to, again, splitting it up, having a return for these, essentially these layers that we're adding on top. Anytime you put reverb or an effect, you're creating a new sound source. And as you move your dry and wet to the right, you're lowering the volume of your original signal to make way for the wet signal, which, you know, in distortion, it will be the distorted version. In reverb, it's going to be the washed version. And in chorus, it's going to be the chorused version. The idea of this is, again, to be clean and process heavily without ruining the integrity of your original bass line And essentially, instead of destroying your sound, you're accentuating it and adding what you feel is missing in the sound. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this technique. If I start going through presets through this and with the same audio effect, we can definitely treat it, you know, sort of like a fattener, as you can see. So there's definitely a lot you can do with that. And again, I'm just showing you guys with a couple of distortion, reverb, and chorus, but again, you can add to it. You can definitely, you know, decide to have other plugins like a manipulator or vocal synth 2 in there to maybe, you know, spice things up. But anyways, guys, have fun with that. Utilize the audio effect rack. You can do this with vocals, anything where you would make a new return track to process it. And essentially, you're only using that return track for one sound. This is a good alternative to that, and it looks a lot cleaner. And also you have more utmost control over your reverb, delay, and all that good stuff. With that being said, guys, you guys take care. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the feedback stream.